Hi everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Welcome to the ARTyRV live Q&A tonight.
Hey
Welcome
everybody.
Everyone. We have a nice big crowd here tonight.
Oh my gosh.
We're so excited about that. So we have a lot to share with everyone, and thank you all for coming out tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate you tuning in to the live stream tonight. And gosh, a lot of people were here very early, and thank you for waiting. We got it going on tonight.
We have people from all over the country, from one side of the country to the other,
and
around the world.
So thank you and welcome to everyone to the ARTyRV channel.
And we want to thank our sponsor
tonight, which is Sunshine Glass. But hey, you know what? While we got the subscribe up, why don't you, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please go ahead and do so. And if you think about it, after you subscribe, just go ahead and ring the notification bell up at the top, and that'll tell you when we're coming to you live every Monday night at 7 p.m.
But thank Sunshine Glassworks for sponsoring us tonight. And I'm sorry, I pushed the wrong button.
She pushed the wrong button. So, but anyway, Sunshine Glass, remember, not only do they carry all your tools and supplies, but they have over 1,500 colors of glass from all the different manufacturers. So thanks again, Sunshine.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Ray's here tonight.
Hey, Ray. Thank you for all you do, everybody. Thumbs up on Ray. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Ray. We appreciate you. We've had questions already coming in. You guys out there, if there's a question, we're having a discussion, feel free to chip in and help the other viewers, find answers to their questions. But if you're going to put a question in the chat, just put a Q there so that we can find it easily.
Yeah, it's very easy to find with that Q in front of it. So I guess, Barb, let's get started tonight.
Okay, let's get started. Debbie has a question.
Hey, Deb.
Would you show how you stretched lead came? I saw your video with the vise, but the other end where you pulled it from, I need to know the name of that tool.
That is a lead stretcher. It is on our website, on our Amazon storefront. It is there. It's a lead stretcher, and it actually attaches to your table. I don't have one with me here, but I do have an extra one, and I'll bring it out for show and tell glass chat next Monday night.
Okay, that's great.
I'm just going to make a note. I'm not ignoring anybody, but we need a lead vise.
But it is in the video, I believe. Isn't it? Isn't it
the
in
lead
the
stretcher?
The lead stretcher. But that's what it's called. Lead stretcher. It's on our Amazon
page.
And
I'm not sure. They run about $80, but let me tell you, they're well worth it. I've got 2 in my stained glass room. You know, we used to stretch the lead. We'd put it in the vise on the one end, put a pair of grousing pliers on the other end, and you know what? I have picked myself up off the floor more than once because the lead broke at the seam.
Yeah, you learned your lesson.
I learned my lesson. That's right.
You're like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Okay, so great question. Great question. I hope that answers, because I mean, if you search for it, you'll find it.
Right, and I will. I'll get the lead stretcher. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have mine attached to my bench right now because I'm working on the drawings for the project that we're working on. So maybe we may be able to show it during this particular glass chat. So we'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
I'm not sure if it's attached.
I can run in there and maybe get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Jennifer has a question.
Hey Jennifer, thanks for tuning in tonight.
You use steel wool on all of your projects that you want to... I guess it's do you use steel wool on all the projects that you want to patina, correct?
Well, yes.
I have a project that is foiled, but I want to make... If there's anything I need to do before soldering.
Unless you've let the piece sit for a long period of time, you're going to need to steel wool the copper foil. But unless that foil is oxidized, don't worry about it. A little tiny bit of flux, a rheostat, and unless you got a Heiko 601, and then you want to just go ahead and solder, right, Barb?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then make sure you clean it. Watch the video about cleaning your glass with your copper foil with baking soda after you have soldered the window before you patina it. You will not believe how the patina works if you'll get all that acid off of that glass.
Get all that flux off.
Get all that flux off of there, because that's all that flux is, everybody, and you know that. It's just acid, and the baking soda neutralizes it, which allows the chemicals in the black patina to work. And they work with tin, which is the reason we use 60-40 solder, 60% tin, 40% lead, and that allows the black patina to work because it's a higher tin content. I hope that answers your question.
That's right. So if you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q, and we'll be happy to answer it.
You have some questions from online this week.
I had some questions from online, but I left my paper at the house, so. I answered all the questions online. I answered all the emails, but I'm happy to answer more questions today. Miss Main asks, I'm new to stained glass, started in October. I'm frustrated with Grouser pliers. What's the accurate way to use them? I'm getting a little intimidated. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy, right?
Well, they are, and your grousing pliers are simply used for breaking off small pieces and for helping you run the run around the piece that you're working on. So sit tight for glass chat. We're doing a demo tonight, and I'll explain to you and show you how to use your grousing pliers.
Yeah, so he can easily show you all
Got
how
them right
to
here.
use those.
These are my. I love.
Turn that camera.
Well, that's all right. I got it right here. I have my grousing pliers right here, and y'all know every Monday night I got all my little tools right here to my left.
To the side.
And so yeah, we'll talk about grousing pliers tonight, and I'll show you if the camera will pick it up. I'll show you how to run them. Here's the thing, Miss Main. If you are squeezing the pliers too tight and trying to break the glass, yeah, you're going to get really frustrated. These pliers are simply leveraged to break the run or to start the run in the glass, and they were actually designed to dig out glass that you can't cut. It's too small. That's why you have a round jaw and a square jaw. The round jaw is used for what they call grousing, or digging out and getting in there what you can't, before you grind it. Don't use your grinder for everything. Use your pliers, use your cutter, and remember, listen to your cutter while you're cutting, and everything will work out.
Go to our shorts video, go to most recent. Ed's cut, there's 2 videos right there where he's cutting out little hearts, and he uses the grousing pliers both ways. He uses it to break it, and he also uses it to get those little chip, those little
and you
off
can't,
the side. So
you can't.
That might help you.
Yeah, and you can't work with whether you're right or left-handed. The other hand cannot be far away from the grousing pliers. It actually should be right underneath the score so that you can you're using this hand and your grousers to pull it around. Anyway, we'll explain it during glass chat tonight, and it's a good question. Thank you.
Pauline has a question. I know you are a professional, but everyone has a window that is a very big challenge. What was yours and why?
I think, most of my challenges have come, and maybe Barbara will agree, is when we're in the restoration process of windows. Now, we had a church one time that had gotten really badly damaged, and in turn, the windows had been damaged, and they were all in steel sashes. There were 14 of these windows in steel sashes. Well, the contractor took them out of the church and brought all 14 windows to us. And I had to figure out the logistics on this because I had a very tight time frame, because they had to go back in as the building was being finished so that they could dry it in and all that. So probably the scariest job that I've ever done, where I had to really, really not only restore the windows correctly, but I had to have them done in a certain time frame. It was probably that. And then the most interesting window that I've ever done was the project down in Brook Green Gardens, because I found out a lot, not only about stained glass and using different glasses. I found out a lot about myself and what I enjoyed about this industry, and that was it. So thank you.
I missed George's question.
All right, George.
Let's see. He had a question about rings. A ring and a wheel on the top of your lamp. I guess he's having a hard time finding those, and I'm trying to think of which lamp pattern. Is that a Warden?
Is that one of the Warden lamps, or Wardell lamps, maybe? Is it
the rings and the wheels? It sounds like the Tiffany style lamp. Is that what that is? Tiffany style?
I would try Sunshine, because they do stock a lot of lamp parts.
I would find
give Scott or Sean or talk to Barb over there and see if they can't help you out. Because I repaired a lamp one time and it required a spider. Well, all of a sudden the spider took up the space of the harp, and they had little extensions for the harp that I could come through the spider and right into the vase cap and tighten the lamp up. So I would give Sunshine a call, because they also, I'm pretty sure they sell the Tiffany reproductions. So you're going to find those rings that you're looking for, and that's going to come as a kit for the whole lamp. I'm not sure how much they are these days.
I don't think they separate that.
No, they don't separate those parts.
They sell you the whole thing.
Right. It's a kit, and you're going to have to purchase the entire kit. But you know what? It's going to be worth it, because you'll be able to finish your lamp correctly. So
I hope that answers your question, George. And that might be your problem. If you're just looking for those items separately, you might not be able to find them. I remember we'd had to buy the whole kit to get
and if that's the Tiffany reproduction. But again, too, George, Ray is our lamp guy. Mm-hmm. And so, touch base with Ray and see if he may have an outlet where those parts are available as well. But, of course, we have Sunshine sponsors the show. If they can help you, please do.
Shaz Ray says she can't find the video on using razor blades versus pattern shears. Can you give a quick explanation?
No, because I don't have it here.
If you go to our videos and type in the search, you should be able to find it.
Because that's the name of the video, isn't it? Razor blade versus pattern shears.
Or the other way around.
Or
but
it might
if you
be,
type those words in, you should get the video.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you do that in YouTube, you're probably, I think we're the only ones that have
Yeah,
that
because
video.
I even show you in that video how to build the razor blade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, do that. And
There's
I don't,
also
I don't have that sitting in my little
Livestream.
tool pouch. So.
Yeah, it's not here.
Yeah, it's not here.
But
It's in the
it's
other
pretty
room. So, well, it's in the studio, which is
Yeah.
way in the other room.
Yeah. But that's a good question, and I encourage you to go back and look at that.
Yeah, and you will find once you put those 2 razor blades in your hand, you're going to love it. You're really going to love it.
So basically, it's 2 razor blades, electrical tape, and a spacer.
It's a funky job, but it works like a dream. And the only thing you do, when you're done with it, just throw it away and put, new razor blades in it. And make another one and put new razor blades in it. So. Oh, thank you, Ray. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ray.
So Ray took time to look up on Sunshine's website for us. There's the answer. Sunshine has it, George.
Oh,
Give him a call in the morning. So we appreciate it.
Ray.
Yeah, thanks,
Any
Ray.
questions? Ray's got the answer.
Thank you, Ray.
Ed is asking, I did something to my Heiko iron and I have no idea what I did. It seems that there is a dead spot. Solder won't melt, and when I clean the tip with a damp sponge, the blue silver is gone.
Oh, wow. Are you checking the temperature, Ed? Because, and they say on the box, they say on the back of the box too, don't push down on the tip because you break the heating element inside. I took the tip off of my Heiko iron not 10 minutes ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and because I wanted to see what it was because I was trying to figure something out. And there's a little ceramic head inside underneath that tip, and I can see if you press on it a little bit, or even lay that iron down too hard, that ceramic tip is going to crack. So it's so narrow. It looks like the thermocouple in our glass blowing furnace. It's really tiny.
That makes sense.
So check that, Ed. Pull the tip off and check it out. And it may be you need a replacement tip, or you need to re-tin your tip. Sometimes you can clean that thing too much and have it running. And the other thing I found out about this Heiko iron, y'all, you only need to be working where the dial is on 360. That's it. You don't need to be working up in the 500s because
it's Celsius.
It's Celsius. So it's way too hot. If your tape's pulling back and you're using a Heiko and it's higher than 360 on the dial, everything's going to peel back after that. So be careful with it. I got a few more things we're checking out on that iron, and then we'll give you our report.
That video will probably come out this week.
This week, Barb?
We're still
okay.
discovering new things about that.
Yeah, so we filmed all day yesterday, and we've got some great things coming out.
Does anyone out there know what that little blue thing is that comes with your Heiko iron? We're going to make some phone calls tomorrow.
Yeah, what's the wrench for? Because it doesn't fit anything, and it doesn't do anything. And
it's a mystery.
There's a calibration nut on there. And you can take a small Phillips head screwdriver and calibrate the temperature, which is no problem. And I love the blinking blue light. But anyway, let's...
Yeah, Ed said he had his temperature right. He had it set between 360 and 410.
Right on, Ed. That's perfect.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, George says thanks. So you found it. He had a Warden.
Okay. A Warden lamp. Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good one there.
Needs that.
Yeah, you need that ring. Yes, sir. You got to have it.
And the good thing is they tell you the size of the ring that you need, and if you get that, everything
the
goes
kit,
together.
yes. So
you don't want to use the regular vase cap for that. It's
right. And make sure before you put the ring on the lamp to wire the top of the lamp and then put the ring on. So just because
run the wire
around the inside of the lamp because the ring is not going to hold everything together, but the wire will, and the ring is just an added security for the lamp. So
yeah, you still need to run that wire around the inside. You know, the tinned wire, the
pre-tinned wire around the inside. Yeah.
Okay. Did I have another question?
I don't know. We got a lot. Y'all got some great questions tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's great.
Are we talking about the 601 Heiko?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, it's to pull the temp dial off and lock it for teaching. For teaching? Okay.
Okay. All
I
right.
see.
Gotcha.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. It sure does.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's good. I like that. Thanks
Heather-
for the shout out, because I couldn't figure out, and there's nothing on the package that tells you what to do with it. It's attached to the cord, which
Yeah, that makes sense.
that's another thing we got to talk about, that cord, y'all.
Okay, so did everyone hear that? Heather said it's to pull the temperature dial off and lock it for teaching. So what is it? Just pry off?
It
I
must
guess?
pop it off, yeah, from
Okay.
underneath. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, Ed said the inside of his iron looks good. Why would I need to re-tin? Well,
In case, well, what happens when the solder and the tinning comes off of your tip, nothing will stick to it. So you have to just check out one of the video where we're showing you how to re-tin your tip. And it's basically a very simple thing. I don't use a ammonia block or anything to re-tin my tip. Is if you turn it down a little bit and clean it and let it cool down, not all the way, but then don't let it cool down any more than the solder will melt. Put a little bit on it, and like they tell you in the beginning, but what you're doing, that tip comes to you tinned, and then they tell you to put a lot of solder on both sides of that tip before you start, and then clean it and start again. So what you've done, Ed, is you've probably just taken, by using it, have taken that coating off of that tip. And if you can't re-tin it, you can probably just order another tip, because they just slide off and on, and it's gonna come to you pre-tin. How long have you had your iron, Ed?
okay. I have another question. We'll
Okay,
wait
go.
for Ed to come back.
Yeah.
So George says, is it necessary to leave a little space between the pieces of glass before soldering?
It's not necessary. The closer you can get the glass together, especially, well, the better that it looks. But keep in mind, George, you're working on a Warden lamp, and that glass is moving around. Was it George that did the question? Is it necessary to leave a little space between the pieces of glass? Okay, George.
Are we talking, if we're talking about lamps?
Yeah, if we're talking about lamps, George, yes. Because everything's going to work its way down, and those lamps are all bent, and you're probably either doing 5 or 7 panels, depending on the size of the lampshade. So, yeah, you're going to need a little. You don't want a great big gap, but a little gap is fine. Because keep in mind, the wider your gap, the more solder you're going to use, and solder, y'all, is way expensive right now.
And it'll make the lamp heavier.
It'll make the lamp heavier.
You need enough to be structurally sound.
Right.
So.
And you got to make sure on those lamps, they have to follow the instructions on the structural integrity of the lamp, and make sure you wire it, whether it's got a crown or a skirt or anything. Make sure it's done so that it'll stay together, because those lamps should last a very long time, George.
Okay. I saw an answer. Oh, ABC Deaf. That cord drives me nuts. We were talking about the Hayco.
Oh, I just said a cord. Yeah, man, that's something.
That
You know,
cord-
I understand amps and voltage and all that, but you know what?
That cord is.
That
it's
cord.
okay on a curling iron, but on a soldering iron, it doesn't work.
You know, I work on 4 foot by 8 foot tables, and so what I told Barbara what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to put my electrical instead of on the ends, I'm going to put it in the center of the table on both sides, and then I can catch the whole table. Because a 6 foot cord, y'all, I got a 6 foot cord on my other iron, but it also plugs into a 6 foot cord on my rheostat. I got 12 feet. I can just set my rheostat over there and go to work.
Yeah, so you can figure it out. You just have to figure it out. I would rather work with that cord on my right side, so I would put a
Right,
plug
and
in
I'm
on
left-handed,
my right
so
side,
I'm on the left.
or
So
on the right side of the table. Right
yeah,
there, I don't know.
right. So, but we were talking about. It's
weird.
funny,
It's
y'all. We
weird.
were talking about that yesterday. I was like, "Woo! I cannot stand this cord."
It's the only reason it didn't get a 10 is that cord.
Yeah, it got a 9. But that's in the video. Stay tuned for that. Please watch the video.
Okay, Jennifer thanks us for our Amazon links on our videos, because she was asking about jump rings last week, and I suggested getting the tinned wire, which she was able to get via the link.
Okay.
Great, Jennifer.
Thank you,
That's
Jennifer.
awesome, because that's why it's there. It makes it easy for when you ask a question and we know the product, we can just give it to you. I mean, we make a small amount of money on it.
20 cents. It's good though.
much,
It doesn't matter.
but
We're not here for the
it
money. We're here
matters.
to
It
help
goes a
everybody.
long way
Yeah,
to
and it
helping
matters.
the-
And it helps support the ARTyRV channel, y'all.
Yes.
So if you do need
It
something,
doesn't cost you anything.
right?
so.
And most of you are members, so you get, I mean, on the Prime, so you get free shipping anyway. So, please, if you can go to our website and go to the ARTyRV shop, to our storefront on Amazon and shop from there, we would appreciate it very much. It all supports.
Ed said he uses his Heiko iron and he plugs the cord under his workbench. Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
We just have to change it up when we're using
Yeah.
it.
So Ed, and again, I don't know. I haven't turned my Heiko iron but one time, and it was long enough to do a complete review of it. And so we got that video coming out. So I haven't used it a long time. So
We're still learning.
We're still learning. And
Wonderful for copper foil.
it's wonderful for copper foil because I like that little 3/16 chisel tip on it. It's beautiful. But yeah, again, it only got a 9 because of the cord.
So those of you who would like to participate in our monthly viewer showcase, just go to our webpage, conwayglass.com, and there's a place where you can send us an email, and I'll send you a link back where you can send the photos
Right.
to.
And I think we've already had some people send some
We do.
pictures
It
in.
looks
Thank
like
you
it's
so
gonna be
much.
another
We
good
appreciate
one.
it. Yeah.
So go ahead and get that in, and we'll get you get one of your, or two, maybe two, if we have enough room, featured. Your work featured.
Okay, so Ed said he got his Heiko for Christmas, so he's only had it about a month, and not even a month.
Oh, he said he didn't use a lot of solder.
Oh, yeah, you could have
In the
burned the
beginning.
tin off. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have.
You could have, and that's okay. If you can re-tin it, fine. I haven't tried to re-tin it because I haven't untinned it yet. But if you can't re-tin it, you probably I'm guessing you get a tip for about $23 is what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the cost of the iron, I'm guessing the tip's about less than $25 probably. But I would, it's probably a good thing, those of you that do have the Heiko, to have an extra tip on hand anyway. I mean, why not, right?
Right, I would.
I think if I can
you've
get
got
one,
work
I'm going to.
on, you
Yeah.
need to have an iron and a backup iron for
Right.
what you're doing, for the project you're working on.
Yeah.
You should have a backup iron.
Yeah, so like my, talking about the cords, Barb, so my Weller iron my 80-watt Weller that I love to use only has like a lamp cord on it, okay? So if you look at the Heiko, it's got a 1/4-inch diameter cord, which is going to hold the amperage from the plug-in all the way to the tip and keep it there. And if you notice, those of you that are using the Heiko, when that iron cools, the light turns blue, and as soon as it's back up to temperature, it flickers, and it doesn't take very long for that iron to get to temperature. And that's because of that ceramic element inside the iron itself. So
That's great.
yeah, I like the iron. So
Yeah, it's
anyway,
pretty good.
Please wait for the video, watch it through and through, and it'll be good for you.
Okay, I'm trying to, I don't know if I have the video, I don't know which video that is about the solder. Is it the soldering? Top 10 tips?
Yes.
Yeah, top 10 tips on soldering. 10
Top
So-
10 tips,
for
soldering
your
tips.
soldering.
Yeah.
And go to the videos and go to the most recent, and you'll see it towards
Right,
the
it's
top.
like the #1 video right now. So.
Yeah, you could go to most popular.
Most popular
Probably,
because
yeah.
I think it's the #1 video, right,
I think
Barb?
it is.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Okay, I feel like I missed a question. I got sidetracked. But, okay. All right. I think I'm okay.
You good?
I'm good?
It's all good.
Okay. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat with a Q. And I think we're going to go to glass chat or a glass demo.
Okay, so I just kind of glanced down and I saw one of our viewers, Chris S, said that Heiko has a tinner thinner. I'll check that out. And then there's Pauline's got a question down there, Barb. But I just saw that, so I don't know like I said, I don't know enough about this Heiko, and let me see what kind of parts are available for it, and see what we can do.
Okay, I know what the question was. Someone asked if we had a brick and mortar. There wasn't a Q there, but someone asked, do we have a brick and mortar store in Conway?
Right there. There's the brick.
708 12th Avenue,
Yes.
Conway.
We do. We are in a building that was built in 1903. It's absolutely beautiful.
We are open on Wednesdays from 10 to 4. You can just come in, and we're open Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday by appointment.
So
you
please
can make an appointment online. Just go to conwayglass.com and go to the appointments, and you can make an appointment to come in.
Make an appointment. We'd love to see you. Make an appointment, and please come see us.
Patricia wants to know, what is the best size tip to use? She has a Weller iron.
If you have the Weller, typically the 1/4 inch chisel tip is the tip that I prefer to use, but I use the Weller that has the screw-in heating element, which used to be the old Unger iron. It used to be manufactured by Unger, and that was back in the early 80s, Barb. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but I like to use the 1/4 inch chisel tip, and if I'm doing lead work, I use a 3/8 chisel tip. Both of those, but for copper foil, hey, I'm leaning towards the 3/16 tip for Heiko. But you know, all of those tips Weller makes, don't worry about whether it's a 600 tip, 700 degree tip, 800 degree tip, because you're only working at 480, 515 degrees. So get the tip that you want and that you're going to be able to use. And really, you should, in your tip arsenal, have a 3/16, a 1/4, and a 3/8. Depending on what you're doing, just switch them out. Because one thing Weller has really done is they made it simple to switch the tips out for you.
Yeah, as long as
you have one on the bench.
Milk and magnesia.
Yeah, and you want to make sure a little bit of milk and magnesia.
Is it possible to use an extension cord with the Heiko?
You know, that's one thing that Barb and I were discussing. If you use an extension cord, I wouldn't use an extension cord any longer than 6 feet, and it needs to be bigger in diameter, like an air conditioner cord.
Is it a 3-prong?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you need a heavy.
You need a heavy extension cord. If you get a 6-foot air conditioner cord, that's heavy. An air conditioner extension cord. That's heavy enough, I think, to run the Heiko. They don't say you can't do it, but you got to have a wire heavier than the wire that's
I'm going to call them because I have some questions. So maybe
I'll make a note for you.
You're going to make a note about that? Yeah, that and the little plastic thing. Those are 2 things we need to ask them. Make friends with Heiko. Find out. We'll see how their customer service is as well.
We'll let you know about that. Yeah, because Barb is editing the video now. We can always throw that in.
Yeah, we can. We have more to add to it.
Right.
So, are we doing glass chat?
We can do a glass chat if everybody's ready. We got a few things just to talk about. I'm not sure. We're going to see if the camera's looking good here. Anybody? Ooh,
great.
There we go. So the first thing we're going to talk about tonight is pre-tinned wire and a couple different things that you can do with it. So I didn't. This is the pre-tinned wire that I use right here. This is 20 gauge, so it's really small. So what I've done with this, and I laid it on my square, and I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm gonna pick it up a little bit. Oh, hang on. There we go.
It looks good.
Okay, so y'all see that? What I did is I twisted or braided. I twisted it in the drill, just like the lead, but I twisted the 20 gauge wire. This makes a very, very interesting finish on something really small. But I'll tell you what else it does, everybody. What else this does is it makes great overlays for your stained glass projects. This braided or twisted wire looks really good attached for stamens or things like that in flowers, because it doesn't just look like a piece of wire, it's very decorative. Also, you could put it all the way around your pieces just to add a little bit of oomph to it. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and Barb said, why don't you just lay it on the square there, and so that it shows up, because it was really hard to see on the white paper.
Well, actually, you can
I don't know, it doesn't look too bad. Okay. So you see it, and if I can get this close and hold it so that the camera will focus on it.
Down. There you go.
There we go.
And just leave it still, and you can kind of see it. Yeah.
Okay, so you can kind of see it. Now, this is just 20 gauge wire, y'all. Wow! It's a great decorative element for your project, okay? So 20 gauge pre-tinned wire has a lot of uses in your studio, and if you do get it, it's best to buy it in the 1 pound spool. It'll last a long time, but the other thing is, it's a lot less expensive when you. Okay, so next on Glass Chat, we're going to talk about a little thing that you really should have in your studio. Those of you that are just getting started, and those of you that don't have one in your studio now, you really should get one. You know what it is? It's called a foil caddy, everybody. It's called a foil caddy. So this particular one holds 1/2 inch copper foil, 3/8, 5/16, and all the way down to 3/16 copper foil. I keep mine loaded with 7/32 usually. I used to keep one roll of 3/8 in there, but it stayed in there so long it just got oxidized. So this little foil caddy is really nice. Foil's fairly expensive now, y'all, and there's no reason to have it laying on your workbench in a circle or pulling it out of a baggie. Just put it in this, and then you put this whole thing in a baggie to keep the whole thing from oxidizing. Yeah, it's really nice. It's more convenient. It's ready, accessible to you and to your project. So anyway, check this out. It is on our Amazon page. Check that out. It's a very inexpensive piece of equipment, but it will add so much to your studio.
Oh, Sean, thank you so much.
Sean Allen, hey buddy. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. Uh-oh. You got the lights going, Sean.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
Oh.
We
oh, Jason. Wow.
Yeah, Jason's here too.
Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Jason.
Welcome, everyone. If you have a question, just put... Oh, Jason. Oh, I got an...
I did. I turned it on for Jason. Thank you, buddy. I hope y'all had a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Oh, my. Look at that color.
Woo.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, that's pretty too, Barb.
Yeah.
Look at we're in a sunset. I mean,
It's
midnight
blue.
sea.
It's blue.
The blue.
We have some questions.
Okay, let's do a couple questions and we'll go back to Glass Chat because we're going to show everybody how to use their grousing pliers.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about another video that we have coming up because I have a box to show everybody. So stay tuned.
Okay, let me just put a little love out there.
And some love to everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We're having a great time.
Okay, question. Pauline asks, I have cat paw. What do you think it is made? Who do you think it is made it, and by what company is it made? By different companies, cat's paw.
No, it's made by one company. It's made by Kokomo.
So that's a Kokomo
It's
glass.
a Kokomo glass is the answer to your question. It's made by Kokomo, and it is an absolutely beautiful glass. Just remember, just like all other glasses that are textured, it's also textured on the side that you're cutting from. So slow your cutter down, listen to it talk to you, and take your time with it, and it will turn out beautiful because it's a really sweet glass to work with. It's a little thicker than normal if you'll look at it. It's a little bit thicker, just a tiny bit, but and it's going to be dense, okay? Most of those glasses, well, if it's an opal, it's going to be dense because you'll hear it in your cutter. So check it out, but it's beautiful glass and it's manufactured by Kokomo.
Thank you, Ed. That was a good question.
Yeah, it was.
That was a great answer. Ed wanted to know the wire that you twisted, was it one wire or did you fold it in half? What did you
I folded it in half. I'm sorry. Ed, I took like 30 inches of wire, folded it in half and stuck both ends in a drill. Or I held one end with pliers and stuck the folded end where they looped over in the drill so it would hold itself and just spun it out real quick.
You did that all by yourself? You
Yeah.
didn't have any help? Wow. That was pretty cool.
I need to do a short on that.
Yeah.
We'll do a short on that. We got some things coming up on short. Check them out.
Yeah. We got to do
We got shorts. We got longs. We got it all.
Okay. All right.
We're
The
gonna go.
videos that are coming out, we're now doing videos of the highlights from our live stream. So you guys with the good questions, you'll be highlighted.
Yeah, if you. Some of you, I think, are trying to stump me sometimes. I think.
That's okay.
That's okay though. If I can't answer it, our community can.
We'll do one on all the live streams, but they may be two together. It just depends on how many good questions we have. Thank you all for the questions because some of them are really, really, really good. And I think Ed does a great job of
rolling back my memory banks and trying to figure them out.
He can answer them.
It's good. I really enjoy your all's questions, so please.
And so
keep asking me questions because that's what we're here for, to help you guys.
Then we have the box video that's coming out, the Hako iron video that's coming out, the second story work surface, and
The Q.
And the straight.
The Q surface. And the straight edge that mounts to the grinder.
Oh, the Q. I'm sorry.
The Q surface
is
the secondary work surface, not the second floor, but the secondary work surface in the grinder, and it's really nice, y'all. So, and we got the bits for it, so we'll be showing you how that all goes together.
And someone asked, did the bit come with the kit? With that
one
kit?
Bit.
Just one bit. We didn't get a bit unless it was lost in the package.
No, it didn't come with the. You have to buy the bit separate.
For the G.
You need to buy the jewelry, what are called the jewelry bits. The G for the grinder. You'll buy the jewelry bits, and it comes in a separate package with its own little ring and a step ring, and they just screw right to the top of the existing head, and it's so nice, y'all. It's so nice.
Okay, so now we have what you going to show us?
We're going to go back to glass chat.
We're going to go to glass chat?
Yeah,
okay.
we're going to go to
glass
chat.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, let's get a close-up.
Okay.
Here we
go. So I haven't done anything fancy with, any... I got a pretty piece of glass to show everybody, but I don't want to get you going yet. So what I want to do is we're gonna talk about, if you're having trouble with your grousing pliers, you're probably having trouble with your running pliers too. So I've got my trusty square right here. So we're going to do something. We're going to cut a narrow strip of glass. Now listen to my cutter. All right, so my running pliers won't do that because they're too narrow. Your grousing pliers, now watch where I put my index finger.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, hang on. Oh, let me get closer.
There you go.
All right, so I got my knuckle of my index finger right here. My grousing pliers aren't on the edge. They're right against the score, and I'm pulling down and away. If you pull down and shove it in, you're only going to be wearing Band-Aids. And it's okay if you spring a leak while you're cutting glass. But what you want to, and you might even want to, you're going to want to... Your grousing pliers, let's make a run, Barb, and so that we can show everybody. We're going to do it long so you can watch it. Here we go. Okay. We're going to start right here, and we're just going to cut some curves, hoop-de-doos, and lickety-swirls. Here we go.
And so you'll need to take it back. Okay.
So I'm going to turn back, and I'm going to start our run here. All right, now I don't know if you can see that, but my run is right here where my index fingertip is. Now my running pliers aren't going to run this out, so I'm going to come over here. Can you see that, Barb?
No, you need to come towards you, back towards you.
Right there, okay.
Well, and that way, this way. No, the other way, I'm sorry. Right there, that's good.
So my run is right here. I'm putting my grousing pliers behind the run. I'm going to pull down a little bit. Oh my, I chased the run to right here. I'm going to come in behind that.
That's better. That's good right there.
I'm going to chase it. Now it's here. I'm going to chase it. I'm not pulling down, and I definitely am not squeezing hard. I'm holding the pliers in place. Now eventually, once I run this out, it's going to go ahead and continue. I'm right here. Now I got my middle finger of my left hand underneath the score, and I'm pulling down. Now, it's right here on the very edge. My score, my run has come all the way down, right here to the edge, and now I'm going to come right here. I'm going to pull down, and now I just ran that. Now what I have to do is rock it just a tiny bit. Pocket rock it. Just rock it, not real hard, and be ginger with these pliers. You're not like, you don't want to do that with these pliers. So I'm going to show y'all something else. Now your grousing pliers are basically designed for this right here. And I don't know if I have any paper towels, but I'm gonna, because I don't really want to make a mess. But what I want to do, so let's just say, and I've restored a lot of these windows. that have this thing all the way around and a beautiful oval piece. It might be 24 1-inch jewels in there. Well, you know what? When this window came around, it was built in the 1890s or what have you. And, oh, I found a roll of paper towels. Thank you. So this is just to protect me and Barb. But I want you to see your grousing pliers are basically for this. Okay, now can you see that? Now I'm going to tell you right. Oh, you see that? Now, when you squeeze too hard, that's exactly what happens. When you squeeze too hard, that's exactly what happens. But your grousing pliers are designed to take out little bits of glass, just like that. And when you're cutting your glass, let me show you. I'll show you something. When you cut your glass, and if you put your running pliers too far off to the side, it'll still break, but you're going to have what they call a flare right there. And that flare is an angle. On the top of that angle is something sharper than a razor blade. And your grousing pliers will eliminate that. The other thing your grousing pliers are used for, take that right there and just kind of just work these corners, you know, just work them and see, just like
now,
that.
show them how you're using them, because
All right,
I
so
had a question.
All right, so I'm using either the top jaw
For the
for a straight line kind of, and then I'm using the back jaw or the curved jaw to pull down, and you're gonna scratch it. You know, that's what those jaws are for. And they're if you know, they're corrugated. Now these grousing pliers I've had for a very long time, and I take a lot of pride in cutting my glass rather than, you know, digging it out with a pair of pliers or whatever. So what I'm going to do here is your grousing pliers, and I'll show you. Can you see that right there?
oh yeah, you can see it.
Okay. So we're going to come in here. We're going to take out a little half circle, and we're going to do a rainbow cut for them, Barb, and we're going to show how the grousers are used. Okay, so this is a rainbow cut.
Now, are you going to use the flat side of the grousers?
The flat side of the grousers is going on the top, and I'm going to pull down and away and down. Now, because this curve takes a very steep inside curve, I ran the run halfway, and now I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to run it back into it, just like that. I'm going to take that out. Now, y'all see what I have left? I have this, which is a little tiny, tiny piece, and it might not make it. Oh, but it might. Tonight's my lucky night, I guess. Okay.
There you go.
So there it is. That, my good viewer, is what your grousing pliers are used for. And I wasn't bearing down on the glass. I was holding it and using my other hand as part of the leverage for the pliers. So keep that in mind. Your other hand is part of the leverage that your grousers provide for you. Okay? So hey, I'm going to move this out of the way because it's scaring me. I'm going to get cut and it's not going to be pretty. I hope that helps everybody with the grousers, you know, because they're not just a pair of pliers. They are used for very specific duties within the realm of the project.
Yeah.
So don't get frustrated with them. Learn how to use them correctly, and you'll find that actually your grousing pliers will help you through all of your projects, I promise.
Right. So if you don't have a score, you would be using your grousing pliers with the curved side up, because you'd be actually biting away.
Biting away, chunk,
Okay.
chunk, chunk, chewing away at it.
But if you scored the glass, you would
You're gonna
pull
come,
down
and away. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, it's really,
And that would be on the flat side up.
yes, the flat side up. The flat side up with your knuckle. You're using both hands as leverage, okay? But you're not. you can't pull down real hard, because you're going to find with your grousing pliers that if you pull down real hard, it's going to go like that. And what glass does is it runs to its weakest point. If you're putting more pressure on the side with your pliers and you're trying to run a straight line and you're not putting as much pressure on this side, it's going that way. There's no way of stopping it, okay? So glass will always run to its weakest side.
Yeah, so that's a nice curve cut. You don't, and like Jennifer says, you don't have to use your grinder so much. You just
Well, that's the
refine
idea.
edge.
Yeah, go buy, when you buy a new grinder head, it's like $46, y'all.
Yeah.
And so
it's quicker. I mean, cut it right and then just,
yeah, cut the glass. Use your
then
grinder to
very
clean it
little
up a little
time on the
bit.
grinder.
Yeah, and go on with it. So, y'all, we have another long video coming out, and it's very exciting for Barbara and I, and also it's going to have 4 patterns, 4 box lid patterns. It's our box
I think
video.
it's going to have 5 because you're
5?
putting 2 heart box.
Oh, that's right.
lids
We're
in
putting 2 heart box lids. One of the box lids is going to be what I'm getting ready to show you. And then there's another one that I've designed. And then I did 3 more different box lids to give you a variety of action going on within your boxes. So once the video goes out, these patterns are going to be online and they're going to be free. All 5 of them in one package, along with the dimensions and everything, for 24 hours. Right?
Right.
Not 24 days, 24 hours.
Yeah, members will get that video first. Then when the video is released, I'll put it on the community page when it's released, and you'll have
Right.
24 hours to grab that pattern, those patterns for
Right.
free. One thing, let's see, Ed, yes, you use the flat side on the rainbow cut.
Yes, flat side up on the rainbow cut. Yep,
Yes.
definitely. And it's all about, you got to almost have to have, y'all, when you're doing that rainbow cut, you almost have to have the same pressure coming down with your hand that doesn't have the grousing pliers in it as you do with the hand with the grousing pliers. It's kind of like, you don't want to pull down too hard, but you just want to hear that glass go tink. Mm-hmm. And then look at it and say, okay, so then follow that run around. Y'all, those pliers are dream boats if you learn how to use them correctly.
That's right. Can't live without them.
You can't live without them. That's right. You can't do this job without them.
Okay.
So
let's go to the
we're going to go to the short camera, and I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to show you the box.
Move it. There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
And you know what these hearts represent?
What?
Is the love that we have for you, our viewers out there in ARTyRV land. We appreciate it. So what we did is we used 3 hearts. We got a textured white background. We used 8.5 inches of jewelry box chain, and we used a pink and cranberry fracture and streamer bullseye, along with a mirror in the bottom. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Wow, that shows you the lamp that's above our studio here. Anyway, so this is it. In the video, we're going to show you how to apply the hinges. We're going to show you how to build the box, the placement of everything, and we're going to get you 5 patterns that you can make this box just like that. And you can use your own colors. It doesn't matter. But we just used some very decorative glass because we had it. So anyway, I want to thank everybody in advance for checking out that video.
Yeah, it'll be a fun video. And
It will be. And I think you'll
it's a
learn
way
a
for
lot.
you to get some free patterns, so just look for that when it comes out. We'll
Yep.
let you know on the community page.
And it will be out so that you have time to make some boxes before Valentine's Day for your loved ones. So,
Yeah.
or you don't even have to love them to give them a box. Just make them a box with hearts in it.
So, do you have something else in the glass chat?
I do. I got
One
one
more
piece
thing.
of glass. I'm going to share a beautiful piece of glass with everyone. And I'm going to have to get up to get it because it's so big.
Okay.
But
that's all right.
I'm going to get up. Barbara can throw
Oh,
us
wait a
back
minute. I
on.
got the wrong
And
camera
Barbara
on
can
here.
throw us back on. I'm going to get up and get it. So I wanted to show you this glass. And I don't know if I've ever showed it to you before. I don't think that I have. But this is a glass that we'll be using in the project that we're working on. And yeah, keep in mind, the drawings are coming together, and you will see them as soon as they get finished. So, you know, what I'm working on is I have a 16-foot wall in my studio that's 8 foot tall, and these windows are taking up 12.5 feet of it by 48 inches. So I'm drawing the
Thank you, Miss May. Miss May just signed up as a member.
Thank you,
the
Ms. Maine.
ARTyRV
Hey,
fan
welcome
club.
to the ARTyRV channel.
We did have a question. Where's
Okay,
the
go ahead.
community page? It's on our channel. Go to the channel, scroll across the top, and you'll see community page.
Okay, so I'm going to put this up here, Barb, so you'll have a
Okay.
piece of glass to your left, okay?
Uh-huh.
Here we go. So the part number on this is 10.
10. Okay.
Number 10.
Okay.
And the manufacturer is your Burroughs, okay? So,
Okay.
excuse me.
Number 10.
I'm going to show you the back side of it because the front side is super textured, but the back side, I think, is what's the glass. Here we go. Coming to your left, Barb.
Okay. And what's the color? Do you know what that color
This is a brown,
Okay.
white, and amber on a model. This is a model.
White. Amber.
This is a very old sheet of glass, y'all. This sheet of glass was made in 1995.
Okay.
Barb, we were just learning how to blow glass back
We sure
then.
were.
So this glass, because of the amber and the brown and the way it's all put together, and it's also just got these beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna show this.
Well, you know what? I just want to say this. If you turn that up the other way, the way it was, it looks exactly like the trees that
White
we
at
need
the
to
top
do.
or white at the bottom?
White at the top.
Okay, hold on
It looks just like the trees that we have to do for that.
for that
Can you
project.
see the trees in there?
So this is the top of the trees coming across the project of the wall.
Lean it forward a little bit. Yeah. Look at that.
Check this out. You guys should see it from the backside.
If you go to the live stream ad that we had that we put out this week, you can kind of see that
Same
tree.
colors.
It's not as bright, but it's that.
Right, it's not
yeah.
as bright, but this is a Euroburrows, part number 10, and it's going into the project down in Merle's Head.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
That's a
share
pretty
that with
piece.
you. It's textured, and we're gonna be using this glass up and down because we want to be able to.
Yeah, you can put it down again the other way.
Okay, well, that's what I want. Let me see if I can get some
Oh,
light.
the
There we
back.
go.
Have you showed him the back?
I haven't showed them the texture yet. That's
Okay,
why
the back
I'm
is.
gonna do
I'm
this.
sorry, I got him sidetracked. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. See, so you guys let your imagination run wild, and
Right.
with the light behind it.
And
I'm
don't
sure it's
be
gorgeous.
scared to cut it. Don't be scared.
This
Remember,
man-
this is an amber. You know what amber is? Amber's soft.
Ray said it looks like a beer mug.
Right.
Making me thirsty. Okay.
So anyway, thank you for letting me share that piece of glass with you.
Yeah, that was great. We like it. Thank you, Ed. So if you have, I think we have maybe time for one more, two more questions, maybe.
We do.
Maybe one more. I'm looking at the time.
Yeah. Well, you know, Miss Mary, she's in her house tonight, and she's anxiously awaiting our arrival.
Yeah, we gotta go back on. So next week, well,
Go ahead and ask them, Barb. We'll get a little
Okay.
feedback from y'all real quick,
we're
please.
kind of thinking that maybe we might bring Miss Mary to work with us on the nights of the live stream. We haven't done it yet because, you know, she's just starting to calm down and get used to us. But I wanted to ask you all if that would bother you, if you heard a little barking in the background for a few minutes.
Or a little
until we-
whining or something.
I don't think you're going to be able to hear it, and we may be able to bring her over here to say hello. But we really want to bring her with us because we hate leaving her alone. So think about it. Let us know if you want to send us an email or say,
Yeah, or
I
just
hate
say,
that
if
idea.
Miss
I
Mary
like
won't
cats."
bother you, just say, bring on Miss Mary, and we'll
Or
make sure she's here
if
next
you like
week.
cats better or something like that, just let us know. But anyway, we want to bring her.
All right,
with
Ray
us
says
on
bring
our-
her. What does everybody else think? Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. I
You
know
know,
most of you guys are animal lovers, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't mind, but I don't want to, mess things up.
Oh,
Okay, bring
guess
her.
what?
We
Miss
will.
Mary's coming to
I
work
think she's
next
got
Monday
I
night.
think she's got a vote of approval.
Yes, thank you all very much.
If she is too disturbing, I think we can probably.
Well, you know, if
I
you
don't know. I can take a break, and then we can get. I don't know
yeah,
what's
we'll
about.
we'll work it out. But thank you all very much because she doesn't mind going in her house, in the house, but we just hate to leave her. She's such a precious little baby.
Yeah, she's really, really sweet. Last night she woke up in the middle of the night and jumped up on the bed and gave Ed a big hug.
I mean, stand on me. She gave me a
She gave
hug.
him a hug, and then she went back down and went to sleep.
And
It
went to
was
sleep.
so
I thought
funny.
she had to go out because I hear, because she sleeps with a collar on. So her tags rattle when she moves. And so I thought she had to use the restroom. So I was turning over, and just as I turned over, she just laid on me, and she gave me the biggest hug, and it was a genuine hug. And she just wanted to be rubbed and held like she had a bad dream, like a child that has a bad dream or something. And when she was done with me loving her, she went back and laid down on her bed and went to sleep. It was just so...
And
Barbara and I are laying there at 3 o'clock this morning going, "Oh."
Dawn wanted to know, how old is Miss Mary? We don't know how old
She's
she is.
between 2 and 5, and she acts like 2.
She's more like 2.
I think she's more like 2.
They don't really know. The vet said between 3 and 5, and the shelter said between 2 and 4, or something like that. So we don't know, but she acts like a puppy.
and Miss Mary is... she is 3/4 of the way through her heartworm treatments, which is the entire, other than the fact that she gave Barbara a hug when we saw her at the pound. She had previously had heartworms, and we just could not leave her there simply over several $100s. It just wasn't.
They don't treat them when they're at the shelter and they have heartworms.
They don't treat them. So what does she do?
So they wait for someone that wants to go through that process for the puppy.
And you know what? They found him. They took her out of her little cage, and Barbara was standing outside, and she ran over to Barbara and kind of slid
Gave me a big
and
hug
gave her a
on
big
her.
hug around her leg.
And we
and
all looked at each other, and I said, "Guess we're going home with this one."
I guess Miss Mary's going to the house. So yeah. So
Well,
anyway, we
if
wanted
you guys have a chance to go to the shelter and
adopt a
pet.
pet. Please do.
Please do. Take your time. Find the one that loves you, and
Yeah, it's 10
you'll
to
know.
15 years.
yeah, gotta find the right one.
Yeah, 10 to 15 years of sheer, absolute joy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she really is.
she really is. And we had a really hard time when we lost our dog last year at this time, and to get another one. So we were took us a year, and we had to find the right one though. So.
Brenda wondered, we only have time for this last question, and I want to thank everyone. Can I thank Sunshine real quick?
Sure. Thank you, Sunshine, for supporting our channel and advertising. And hopefully, remember, guys, Sunshine Glass Works, 1,500 different colors of glass from all the major manufacturers, including Cat's Paw by Kokomo.
That's right.
And several different colors.
Yeah, a couple people are looking for the pet. Good luck. You'll find the right one. You'll find the right one.
You will. You'll find it.
And so Brenda has a question. This is the last question of the night, and I want to thank everyone for coming out. But Brenda asks, sometime soon, would you show how to curl decorative wire into an ornament holder? Or is there a video short already that I missed?
There is not, and we're gonna need something like more like 10 gauge wire to do that with, because an ornament holder needs to be pretty rigid. And so if
maybe she's talking about the wire to hold.
you're talking about the wire to hold the ornament, like if you're making an
Putting it on
ornament
a tree?
and you want the wire twisted so that you can attach it to your ornament to attach it to a tree, yes, I can show you how to do that. But I can't make an ornament stand that you can go buy at.
But you can buy them online for about $2.
About $2, yeah, $2.50. So if you buy 100 of them, they're $1.
Okay, everybody, we have to head home and get with our little girl.
And get with Miss Mary, and she will see you next week, y'all, at 7 o'clock, and we will too. Thank you so much for tuning in to the ARTyRV Glass Studio channel. I'm Ed.
And I'm